how to create a model in a Django application, so that in turn it will create a database. Okay, and how to access the admin panel to manage the data. Okay, so yesterday we have created a user, okay, in the admin panel. So let's run the yesterday's project and let's see what happened. So the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you want, you can also record at your end. No worry at all. But I am recording it. I will send it to you. So let's open yesterday's project. So on terminal, so what were our project? Our project is banking project. Okay. So let us activate the environment. Then let's move to banking project and run our banking project. Sorry. So our banking project is running and up. Let's check what we have done till yesterday. So this was our banking project. In the banking project, we are having customer app. The URL of the customer app is customer, and we also have that admin panel. So this is our admin panel. Until yesterday, we were able to add customers, and we have here 3 customers. Okay. So now this is up to we have done. So let's look at the code, what we have done in the code part as well. So just to get the revision of the base idea. So till yesterday, let me open that project folder. So let's open the banking project. So we have created one model. Okay, we have created one model in the banking project, customer app, customer name, gender, account type, and all this data is added. Three records of this model, customer model, is added in our banking customer app through the admin panel. Now we have created views, we have created models. Now let's work on this model. So actually this data is stored in the database, and our database is present here. If you can see, our database is present in that folder, and that folder is here. Let me show you the folder. Where is our database? So this database of banking project is here, db.sqlite. Now you can open it with some software. There are various software to open the database which is of type SQLite. So if I right click on it, I have one suggestion: open with DB browser for SQLite. So if you are working in Windows, you can download this DB browser tool for SQLite. This DB browser tool is available to download SQLite browser. SQLite DB browser. So SQLite DB browser, SQLitebrowser.org is the website from where you can download the tool to browse the database. So I suggest you to download once so that you can look into what is in the database. Okay, you can download it from this website, SQLitebrowser.org. Till then, I already installed it, so I will right click just on the my database of my banking project, open with the browser. If I open with the browser, you can see there are 12 tables already created for. Some of the basic functionalities of Django need some tables like session table, migration table, users table, permission table. But we have created one app, customer app, in this banking project. So customer app underscore customer, the model that we have created. So in our application, we have customer app, and in the customer app we have one model. That model is customer. So we have one table. You can see the table name is customer app underscore customer, which represent the customer model. So every model is represented using its equivalent table. Inside this table we have these columns: name, publication date, account number, balance, account type, gender, and one special column, ID column, is by default added to your table, which fulfill the need of a primary key. So if you forgot to add a primary key, it automatically adds a primary key in your table with the name ID. So ID is the default primary key. You don't need to create ID by yourself. So you by default will have a ID, and the remaining column are there. So you can have varchar, date, time, integer, varchar, type, data types, and you can use it. So we don't you please go through the remaining tables in your free time. One is your user ID, user table, because by default you have one user. Which user you have? Admin user. So the admin user's ID, password, username, first name, email is already stored here, and you can create more users if you want. So if you go to browse data, you can see that there are 3 records whose IDs are provided here: 3, 4, 5. Maybe I have deleted some older records, so it is now 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is customer app table where I have all the records that I have saved using admin panel. And if you want to go, you can search in the user table. You have here admin user. Okay, and password is protected by some security algorithms, signing algorithms. So these are the data. This is the database that you actually created using the Django. Okay, now let us fetch this data. How we can fetch this data which is stored in database? Through our Python code. So let's look at the syntax how we can fetch these data. So if the database is there and you have connected everything, you created the database, then you can directly fetch those data from the database directly from the Python terminal itself, using the Python shell terminal, or using a Python program, standalone Python program. So we'll look into how we can access the data in Python in our Django app, but we can directly access the data on the terminal itself. Okay, so let me give you the basic idea around it. So after creating the database and after adding some data, let's just have basic idea of what are the different concepts involved in creating models. Let's just read it once. The basic idea of how we create the models and how we set up the foreign key. So you are already aware of the foreign key concept. I am just giving the basic idea. What are the different things? So different types of field types. Field types means the data type you assign to your fields. For example, here field type is character field, field type is integer field type is date time fields. So various field types are provided. So field types can be integer, varchar, text. Okay. Similarly, field option means what you can assign in the field. If you want to put null, you can just set true for the null, then it will become null. You can set true for the blank, it allows blank value. If you set true for the null, it allows null value. If you set true for the blank, it allows blank values like this: blank equal to true or null equal to true. Okay, now to set primary key, as I already said, there is a default primary key which is an automatic field which is added by default. So there is no need to add your own primary key. But if still you want to make some column as a primary key, let's say you want to make name as a column primary key. So what you do is model.char field max length 100, and you add just one more attribute, primary key equal to true. This will make this name as a primary key. So when you create model and you want to make this name as primary key, so you just type primary key equal to true. So you should be well aware that what is the purpose of primary key. So the data inside the primary key should be unique. Okay, so in our case you can make account number as a primary key. This account number can be made primary key. Okay, so I updated some content of this model and I added primary key there, sorry, primary underscore key. So primary underscore key is there, and for true you should keep true T capital. Okay, so I updated my model. In the same way, there are so many things as well. One is how we can set the foreign key. So for example, we have a model musicians. We have a list of musicians who work in a music company. So first name of musician, last name of musician, and the instrument that musician play. Now these musician may work as an artist for an album. So multiple musicians work for an album, or a musician can be attached to an album. So an album can be linked with a musician, or a musician can create an album. So in the album table or album model, the artist can be made as a foreign key related to musician. Means the value of artist is nothing but a musician. So artist is a musician. So this is how we relate the foreign key concept, how we create the foreign key concept. So foreign key concept is nothing but one to many relationship. Means one musician may create multiple albums. So this is one to many. So I can write here foreign key is nothing but one to many relation. For example, one customer in the bank may have multiple transactions during the year. So one account, multiple transaction. So it is one to many. In the same way, one musician, multiple albums. Okay. So these are the way syntax how we can create. For example, this is the way how you assign. You create a column in the detail table and connect it with the primary table, the table name. When you just assign the table name in the foreign key, the default ID attribute of this table is get attached with the album table. Okay, so we'll also look into the code, but I'm just giving the idea how we can create the foreign key. In the same way, how we can create many to many, means many of the musician may be related with the multiple albums, and multiple albums may be connected with multiple musicians. So this is many to many. One to one means one musician connected to only one album, like this. So these are the simple examples of how to create many to many, one to many, and one to one. So these are the basic syntax to create the foreign keys. Now let's see what is the actual Python code to fetch the data. So I think you all are aware with how you can fetch the data from the database using Python MySQL connector. I think all of you are aware. Yeah. So we are now learning Django. So Django is a bit Django is some smart framework. So it provides you some smart code to fetch the data or to insert the data in the database without writing any query. So Django is not a relational framework. It's an object relational model framework, ORM based framework. Object relation means you work in the form of objects. Internally it stores in the relational, that is tabular format. So in the Python code you don't need to create your own queries. You just assume that everything is stored as an object. So you fetch object, you update object, you delete object, you select object, you query objects. So Django provides you a special syntax to fetch the data, to create all the CRUD operation, create, read, update, delete operation using the Django ORM syntax. So to check how Django ORM syntax works, we just go to the terminal. Okay, so we have this table. This table has the table name is customer. Sorry, the model name is customer. And from the customer model, we want to fetch all the data of this customer using the Python code. So let me first stop this terminal and let me start the Python shell. Now how to start the Python terminal or Python shell? So you just write here python manage.py. This is one tool. Actually this is Python terminal where you can directly write Python code like print 3 plus 4. Any Python code you can write here and it gives you the result instantly. So it's an interpreter. Now here we first import our model. Listen, you should be in your environment. You should be in your environment where your Django is stored, where your project is stored, everything should be there. Then in that environment you run your Python shell. So now in my environment I have customer. So what I do is from dot models import customer. So what I am doing, I am trying to import the customer model. Okay, so name is not available. So what I have to write is the complete path patient app dot models. So in my application it is customer app dot customer. Sorry, yeah. So import customer from customer dot models. So I have to write customer app. Font is visible to everyone? Yes? So I have import customer model. Now means I am connected with the customer model. Now I can fetch data from the customer model using just customer dot objects dot all. This all function gives you the representation of select star from customer query. So if I write like this, I will get all the customers. You all can see set of object, list of objects of the customer table. Is it visible to everyone? So this is one language where you don't need any query to write, like select star from customer. You just use this customer, that is model name, objects means all objects, and the function all. So you get all the objects of the customer. You can store these objects in a variable also. Okay. So if I write customer objects all, and in bracket if I write 0, I get only 0th object. If I write 1, I will get 1 object, because it's give me the list of customer objects. Now if you want to fetch all the data and put in a result, so I can write here records equal to customer object dot objects dot all. If I write like this, all the data is stored in records variable. Since record variable is nothing but just a list of objects, it's a list, so I can put a for loop on it. So to put for loop, for C for customer in records, sorry, then tab, I am writing for loop here. Then I can fetch all or print C dot name comma C dot balance and backspace. So do you get the data? Do you see the data from the database? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, so basically we all can see all the records here. So it's very easy to fetch the data. So let's see some more syntax how to fetch the data filtered on some criteria. So if you want to insert data, you can write a query, simple query, where you can provide data for all the columns. So you create the object of that and you can pass the data. So here on the terminal I can write, because I have one column, that publication date, so I need one import, time zone import. Now let us create the customer. Let's create the customer. So what I am doing here is, I should know the name of all the columns: name, gender, account type, balance, account number, publication date. So here I write here new C means new customer equal to customer. So I am creating new customer here, and I am going to pass here, sorry, let's say cust equal to customer, and here I write name equal to Megha, gender equal to female, account type equal to savings, balance equal to 23,400. So balance is integer value is 23,500. Then account number equal to equal to 109, and pub date equal to, so for publication date there is a time zone function, time zone dot now. So I have just created one object of customer model. So I think I have import for time zone. Let me just check the syntax if I made some mistake. Time zone, okay. So underscore is not there. So this is how I created the cust object, but it is still in memory. If I want to save it permanent, you write here cust dot save. Now this is added to your database. This is added to your database. Now if you want to check if this is added to your database, what you do is you just fetch all the objects. So to fetch all the objects, what you do is print, or you can just write customer dot objects dot all. So from the terminal itself, yeah, you have here Megha, female, account number 109, balance 23,500, the newly added object. Okay, yes. So in the same way you can create a new object. Let's say another customer, Manish, male, savings, balance 780, account number 191, publication date, current date. Then again cust dot save. So this way you can add direct objects directly from here, and you can verify it from the admin panel also. So but you have to run that through the terminal. So my app is not running, so we'll see that later from there. So what next is, this is how you can insert and select objects from the terminal itself using the Python shell. Now there is one filtering. You can fetch the data using the filter options also. So there is a filter function. In place of all, there is a filter function. Filter, then column name account number equal to 109. So if you want, you can filter using the column values also. Gender equal to male, only male data. So this way you can filter the data when you fetch the data. Or let's say again fetch all. So I have these records. Now get the data of account number 101. So let's put this data in a list. So cust list equal to customer dot objects dot filter by account number equal to 1. Got it? So we'll get the account number 1 data only if I print cust list. Sorry, account number 101. Now I want to update the content of this 101, so I can store this customer from the cust list because there is only one, so I can fetch it from the 0 position. Let's print it first again, the customer. Now I can update cust dot balance equal to cust dot balance plus 450. So this data is updated and I have to save it back. So cust dot save. Now this data is updated back in the database. If you fetch again all the objects, you can see that the data is updated. The previous balance is 3000 and new balance is 340. So you can fetch the data from the database, Django database, using any filtering or direct. You can individually update the content of one object at a time. You can individually update. So update queries, there is no need to write the update query. Okay. So this is how you can update the content of that record also, just by fetching that particular record and updating any property, any attribute of that record. So these are the basic operation we can perform. There are so many others, I will share the doc also. So this is the basic idea how you can fetch Python. From Python shell you can fetch, insert, update, delete the records of the Django database. Now we are going to see how we can display all the data in our web application. All the data in our web application, we will see to that also. Okay. So that the data that we can see on the Python shell, how we can display the data on the browser also using our application. So let's see how we can do this.